Please note that after nearly a year, I've decided to stop accepting friend requests and adding people to my waiting list, as it's far too time consuming to manage these days. If you're currently on my waiting list, you will be added, so please be patient. In future, I will be giving away friend slots on my Discord channel instead. Thanks for understanding. What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome back to Bit Heroes. It is Sunday, it is I'm Fine Day. A few things to go over before we start. A friend of mine on here, GavX, has started his own YouTube channel doing Bit Heroes content. I'm not sure if he's going to do other content as well, but at the moment he is doing Bit Heroes content. So, if you can't get enough of Bit Heroes watching my videos during the week, then definitely check him out. I will leave his channel in the link in the description. And yeah, go check him out and see if you can lend him a hand and give him a sub and all that good stuff. Now, what else is, in case you haven't noticed or read the news or anything this week, if we go to notes, common and rare familiars have 50% increased stat this week's in PvP event. So, that means you want to go and get out your shramps, your balllands, your patchos, all that sort of stuff. So if we go to, if we just take shramps out for a sec. Look at all these guys. They're on steroids, man. They're all freaking huge. So, yeah, I've got stable +5 shramps, stable +5 ballin, stable +5 patcho, because they're relatively easy to +5, especially at level 303. It's a bit of a joke. But any rare or common familiar is 50% better at the moment. So you can see all these guys are at the top of the list. And then you know there's Walkham and all the rest of it. So any of those guys, if you've got Shramps and Ballin from leveling up, or if you're still in early game or stuff, these guys are going to do you well in PvP this week. So that's just a thing to know. All right, now that that's done, let's get into Undefined. Let's just get fishing out of the way. Done. It's as much fishing as I want to do for the day. And we've still got our trials. I've basically just got on. Oh, we're not wearing our gear because I just did PvP. This is the first time I've come online today, so we may as well do our trials, get them out of the way, and see how we go. Now, this week is a bit of a different week. I think there's 2 weeks to go, right? Well, there's, I don't know, 10 days or whatever it is, 13, I don't know, whatever it is. 2 weeks to go until the new content is out. So what they've done is, they've also in the news, notes, new PvP trials, we just went through this. Countdown for new, yeah, hooray. 100% item find in raids has been added as a daily bonus for every day this week. So if you're in tier 9 and you want to like max out before tier 10 comes out, or you're in tier 8 and you want to get to tier 9, anything like this, 100% item find in raids is huge. It's every single day. So Sunday is normally 50% item find. This is 100% for free, but it's only in raids. And then the other thing is shard baskets will be on sale at a high discount every day this week. So if you want to get those shard baskets ready for the new content, you can do that. So shard basket here is 30% off. Hang on, let me reread that, because that sounded like it was cheaper every day. Like, so it would be like 560 gems today and then 520 gems tomorrow. That can't be right though, because then everyone would just wait. Shard baskets will be on sale at a high discount every day. Yeah, okay, right, not right, gotcha. So you've got a week to buy shard baskets as well. That would be pretty OP if they were 560 today, and then tomorrow it would be 500, and then tomorrow it would be 450. You just wait until the last day and buy them all up for like 200 gems. It'd be pretty good. So I might buy some of these. I know we're saving for our offensive accessory, and we are also keeping 1,600 for when Oxler shows up. So I don't really have that many gems to play with. I could buy 3, right? If I buy 3, that'll get us down to roughly 1.5, like 1.6k, and then that's enough for Oxley, and then we just have to start all over again for the accessory. But that's how this game works, right? Things come up and whatnot. Another thing to note is Zaradax, which is this new mount, is pretty, oh shit, pretty good. I thought I could click to see what he looked like to see him, but no, you just hover over him as it turns out. I didn't have enough gems anyway, so it's fine. But he has 25% movement speed, just like everybody else, every other mount I should say, legendary mount at least. But he has 3% team in rage, which is pretty sweet. That's really good, man. That's a really good stat. I like my dual strike because I like dual strike. I also don't have 6,000 gems to throw away. But 3% team in rage is pretty damn nice. He also has a sneeze. He also has damage to the furthest enemy, which isn't that great, but it's a lot of damage. to the furthest enemy, like a lot. So, you know, that could be good in PvP or GVG especially, stuff like that when you got a tank in the back line that's just redirecting and zorbing all the time. And if you've watched my like GVG tips and tricks video where you just use your auto attacks to build up SP so that you can use all your mount abilities to burst people down, that's definitely going to fit in there quite nicely. But overall, a really good mount. Probably the go-to mount I would go for is a DPSer out of all the, you know, the mounts that have come out, those special mounts that cost 6k. Anyway, that was just a few things to note in case people haven't seen them or weren't aware or whatever. I'm sure you've seen the mount in the store and stuff, but whether you're aware of the PvP common, rare, familiar thing, or whether you're aware of the shard baskets being on sale for a week, that type of stuff, I thought I'd just mention it. Just to keep everyone up to date and stuff. So, this is just 50% item find for this here trial, because the bonus percent here, we got 50% item find. This is 100% raid item find, so we're not in a raid, so it's just a 50% normal. And then the 40% from runes, which I hope I have on. Yes, I do. So 90%. And then when we go into the raid, we'll have 190% plus the percent from doing heroic and all that good stuff. So we've mentioned before, we don't really need gear, right? We're maxed out TS. Funnily enough, actually, when we maxed out TS, what was it, last Sunday or the Sunday before even? I can't even remember. It was a while ago now. Like, it wasn't just like 2 days ago. I have not got another raid 6, tier 9 legendary since, which is crazy. I was mentioning that I didn't think I'd be able to get 6 legendaries before the new content came, and because I thought it was going to be 2 weeks. Turns out it's been a month, which meh. But anyway, I didn't think I was going to get it, and then I got like 3 legendaries in like 4 days. My luck turned and it was really good, and then I exchanged my peppermint ring, the mythic ring, and that got me a bunch and all the rest of it, and I was able to do it, which is great. But I haven't got a legendary since, which is kind of funny thinking about it. But anyway, we don't need the gear, so it's not a problem. What we do need is that Columbosim schematic, right? Still haven't got that. Haven't got the mythic schematic. Haven't got crap really as far as schematics go from raid 6. I've got a few. I think I might maybe have all the epics. I've got two of them. I'm not sure if I've got the other one. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're there for Columbosim schematic, and that's all. So we have the Columbine or Column, whatever his name is, the boss, and we have way more. We've probably got 3 times the amount of dewdrops that we need. So all we need is the schematic. Just like people that are saying, whoops, that are saying like, I've got everything for Bobbadom, I just don't have the schematic. I can you know, +3 Bobbadom as soon as I get the schematic, all this sort of stuff, and just waiting on it. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but it is what it is. As I always say, you get it eventually, right? It's the only advice I can give. There's no special wand, magic wand I can wave over things, or special like things you can do, or any kind of motivational things I can say, anything like that. It's just, you'll get it eventually. If you really want that Columbosim schematic, you just keep doing raid 6, and eventually you get it. It might be a year from now, but you will get it. You will get it eventually. So if you really want that Bobbadom scam, which I recommend, or Wembo scam, which I recommend, or any other schematic, and you just like, screw this game, man, it does not drop, it's retarded, nah, you'll get it. You'll get it. You just have to be patient, like more patient. Like, you know, I've been doing raid 6 for 5-6 months, haven't got it, still trying. So just got to persevere. You know, you got to build that tolerance up to being annoyed and frustrated and dicked over by RNG and stuff, and then you'll get it, and you'll be like, oh shit, yeah, and then game changer, right? That's what it's all about. After all, that's why we keep coming back to these games, right? We're not playing it as a punishment. Right? It's not like we log in every day. It's like, ah, crap, I gotta play Bit Heroes. God damn it. You know, you come back for that slight chance that you're getting what you're going for. Like, oh crap, I got the schematic, that's amazing. Or, oh, I got my that last set piece that I need. Or I got that mythic I was going for. Or, you know, shit, yeah, I caught my squib, now I can fuse Squibbo, that type of thing. Like, you come back for that, for the progression, for that kind of satisfaction type thing of finally beating or getting what you've been after, or beating a flag that you've been stuck on for ages. It's kind of like the Dark Souls mentality, right? Kind of like you're stuck on, or any game really, but Dark Souls gets brought up a lot in this aspect. You know, you might get to a boss that you're super stuck on, and you might fight the boss like 40 times, and you'd just be like, rage quit the game, come back the next day, all that sort of stuff. And then you finally beat him, and it's just like, oh my god, I did it. That's amazing. Holy crap, I did it. So it's kind of like that, right? You just keep going, and you just keep struggling, and then eventually, there it is, and you got what you came after. And it's good. It's a good feeling. And then you get kind of reinvigorized, energized, and you're like, oh, I can do things. Like, I can move. Now I can get past that flag I've been stuck on or whatever. And then the game opens up, and there you go. So yeah, just keep going. You'll get it. Okay, so we're doing Mellowdale for this son of a bitch schematic. Let's do it. So 400% item find there, plus the 190 we've got, etc., etc. Item find. Woo! We're doing it. So let's see. Eagle, of course, has the new mount because, of course, he does. And it looks pretty sweet. It's funny that its arms are like little T-Rex chicken arms, which I appreciate. So it's like, it doesn't look like it should be able to stand up. Like, look at all of this beef here and this massive head. It should just topple and just fall down and like be smashing its face on the ground. But somehow these tiny legs hold up the whole thing, which is kind of funny. I guess they don't really have like a dragon mount, right? Do they? I'm trying to think. There's so many mounts and cosmetic mounts and stuff now, I'm not sure. But I don't remember anything being like a dragony type thing, so that covers this base. So if people want to roleplay as like a dragon rider or something, this looks pretty cool, like the red mount with the pure black on top, or if you wanted to do like cosmetics like with all the flames, like there's that, I think it's tier 7 helmet. Let's have a quick look. Like this would be cool. This would be a cool look on top of it with the red. But I think it's tier 7 legendary. Let's go back. This one, tier 8 legendary. This would look cool on top of it. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, let's run like this for a while. Why not? Pardon me. I am still a little bit sick. Been having a lot of coldy, flu-y symptoms recently, so I have a lot of throat clearing to do, which is always appealing. But yeah, it's pretty cool mount, and like we went over the stats and stuff. It's really good. If you're a DPS, I don't need you. I've got 3 of you. Good, go away. If you're a DPS and you still don't have a legendary mount, you've got the gems to spare and all that sort of stuff, I would go for it. I would go for it over the others, but it all depends also what's on sale. Like this is on sale now. The others aren't on sale now, so it all depends on what's on sale when. If you're looking to buy a legendary mount rather than, well, earn one by playing the game and getting mount guts and gradually upgrading and all that sort of stuff. If you're just looking to buy a mount straight away, it's definitely worth it for this. This one is definitely worth it, I would say. 6,000 gems is a lot though. Like, that's why I never did it. Because it's just so many gems, man. Like, holy crap, that right there is more than enough to buy. That's enough to buy a large accessory box and have enough to then bribe an epic familiar. So that's huge. That's like a lot, man. To spend it on a mount that you can get naturally just by playing. Like it takes a while, obviously, to get the amount of mount guts and all that. Yeah, I don't know. But like, I never spent any money, well, free to play, I've never spent any money on this game, but I never bought any of those mount bundles that give you mount guts or anything like that. I just got the mount guts by playing, by exchanging the mounts I got for free for PvP events, for ranking, decently in PvP and trials, gauntlets, whatever it is, and fishing and all that stuff. And just gradually you will get mount guts. Right, and then it costs you 1,000, I'm pretty sure, to buy a legendary, and then it costs you, I think it goes up exponentially, or it goes up segmentally. That's not a word. Every upgrade. So the first upgrade might be like 200 mount guts, and the next one might be like 300. The next one might be 500. I don't know, 600, something like that. So yeah, it takes a lot of mount guts to get a legendary mount and then to max it out. But it is something you can definitely do, just like everything else in this game, without spending money or without spending gems. Like you'll get it eventually, just like the schematic. You'll get it. Just take time. It'll happen. But if you're intolerant and can't be bothered, and you've got gems to spare, or you pay for convenience or whatever, and you just like, oh, I can throw down 20 bucks or whatever it is to get 6,000 gems, go for it. Who am I to say no and tell you how to do things? But yeah, it is good. Anyway, moving on from that. We are still after the schematic. Like I mentioned, it's the only thing we're here for. I've mentioned before that I really like Raid 6. The theme of it and the look of it, and like the enemies are pretty cool and whatnot, but I'm pretty sick of it now because I've been doing it basically every day for the last 6 months. So the new content will be, like always, a breath of fresh air, and the thing I look forward to the most out of new content is all the new cosmetics, right? The ones you can get for free, at least. Have it being free to play. You know, you go into like the first flag and you'll get like some helmet. You'll be like, oh shit, that's new. Like I'll chuck it on, and then everyone for the first like week or two just looks stupid as hell because everyone's wearing like some, you know, common helmet with like a legendary chest piece that they've found, and then like some rare weapon that they've got or something, and it's just mismatch of everything, and it's hilarious. I really enjoy that. And then after like a month or two, you know, people start like the whales and start getting their sets and mythics and all that sort of stuff, and then they kind of like just either, well, usually they run those like the standard cosmetic of the item that they get because it's like fresh and cool, and they, you know, want to like showboat that they got the new sets and stuff. But eventually, you know, down the track, everyone gets like the common, rare and epic ones, and everyone kind of has the same cosmetic pool to use, other than the legendaries and or other than the sets and the mythics, I guess, because eventually you get the legendaries as well. And then it all just dies down, and then a lot of people go back to like older cosmetics, like their favorites. So for here, these two are wearing the same hood. I forget who's in what order here. I think that might be Chaos, and that's Pros, I think, if they're in that right order, but they're both wearing the same headpiece, and they often wear that. I know when Dustwalker was playing, he was a big fan of wearing no pants, or no like he would just wear the undies, I think it was, like just the naked, and a fishing pole. That was like his thing. So yeah, no matter what cosmetics come out, people kind of always fall back onto their preferred or their favorites. And I think my favorite cosmetic of all time that I've run and I've really liked, in fact, let's go to it now because I've been looking like this for a while, is this. It won't really match with my weapon because that's one thing I hate, man. The gun, you either have, if you have them at least, you either have the mythic amazing pew pew or you have the UMD pew pew. That's it. There's nothing else. I hope, or I wish that they would make the gun cosmetics, like I know it's a different class of weapon or something, but if they could share it with like the bow or something, or like, I don't know, it's just, there's no cosmetics for it, and so it's just so big and bulky and like it's hard to like make yourself like cosmetic look like a set or something, when you've got like this stupid giant gun that you can't change. Anyway, that's a minor gripe. I've liked this one for a while. Oh wait, hang on. That, I really like that. I don't know why. I think it looks cool. It's not like putting different parts together to look different or something. Like here, I think I think that might be the chest piece we got for doing that crossover with that card game. That's as much as I can remember. I don't know. I could be wrong what that is, but I don't think that helm and that body is the same set. Just like this is, I think that might be Astaroth's chest piece. Yeah, it is Astaroth's chest piece with a different helm. So they're like mixing sets or mixing cosmetics to like look cool and stuff. But this one is like the chest and the helmet is the same, but I just like it. And then obviously I wear my chicken in offhand. I have the chicken pet forever and always. And then I just put the sword on the back because he's like a samurai, right? Usually when I had my sword, like, and I had the sword schematic, I would have that flaming red sword, and it just looked good. I just liked it. And I ran it for like months. Back last tier, I think. So it's time to give it another go until the new content comes out, and then, like I said, I'll wear all this random stuff. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The other one I like is wearing, I can't remember what chest I wear. It might be Blood-Soaked Curious. It's like a black... It's just like a black coat with a red cape. I think it's Blood-Soaked Curious, which is a epic, I believe. And then like the formal hat, like the top hat thing with the red skin. That looks pretty good. I like that one as well. I've run that for a while. They're probably my two like go-tos. Anyway, let's see if we can get this cosmetic right. I have not been paying attention to the gameplay at all. I've just been rambling. So usually I ramble, but usually I also pay attention. I've not been paying attention. So if we've like triggered stuff or missed stuff, we can't really miss anything, right? Because it's on rails effectively. But I just noticed that it's like the last two raids, I just have not paid any attention. Been talking about cosmetics and whatnot. So yeah, the new stuff can't come soon enough. I think everyone's kind of, well, anyone that's been in tier 9 for the entirety of tier 9, like if you were in tier 8 and maxed out and all the rest of it, or not maxed out, but like you could do tier 8 or raid 5 and all the rest, and then the new content came out this, and you've been doing this content the whole time. I think everyone's like, you know, ready for a change of pace. If you're still in, you know, raid 2, raid 3, raid 4, whatever it be, it's not going to make too much of a difference because you can't access it anyway, right? But for everybody that's, you know, at the top end, at the end game type stuff, you know, it's about time. Every 5 to 6 months, it seems to be that my friend William told me, and I didn't even like put that together, that was the timeline. I just put it together that it was generally when I max out my gear, that's when the new raid is very, very soon afterwards. Turns out that takes about 5 or 6 months. So yeah, we'll get the new raid in March, and then the next one, what is like September or something? Is that right? March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, that was a good guess. Holy shit. So in September we should get raid 7. No, raid 8, tier 11. Maybe they'll switch it up. We don't know. Like they said that they're in the news last week or the week before. No, it was the week before, because last week's news was like new PvP and Gauntlet event. Have fun. That was it. It was just like, wow, that's tease the new content and then just give us nothing. But when they announced the new content was coming soon, they gave like a big breakdown of it, saying like, you know, the PvP and GVG changes, and they're bringing the difference between tanks and DPS closer and all that sort of stuff. They said and kind of nodded their head to a lot of changes that were happening. So who knows if that is changes to the schedule as well, or whether they'll keep a 5 to 6 month schedule. I imagine they wouldn't change the schedule too much because, you know, everyone's kind of used to this 5-6 month brackety type thing, and also for the whales and stuff, it doesn't matter so much because they basically max out everything. At least max out like the initial sets from like heroic dungeons and all that sort of stuff fairly quickly, and then eventually they get the Trials Gauntlet stuff and the World Boss stuff and whatnot. But they're in a league of their own, right? We can't really compare the average Joe to the whales that just get everything straight away because they spend a lot of money on consumables and whatnot. But for the average person, especially the average free-to-play player, it probably takes the best part of 5 months to go from starting a new tier to getting everything you want, like getting the sets you want or whatever it is, and working on it. So I doubt they would change the schedule too much, because I think it kind of fits, right? There's still people in my guild even, and friends of mine and stuff that were in raid 6 at the start of when it came out and still haven't maxed out their stuff. So it does take some time. I don't think they were going to rush that just because the people that pay a lot of money want them to, or you know, like, oh, these guys are finished with everything, we'll just chuck out the new stuff, and then everyone else would just fall behind. So they've got to keep everyone happy. But maybe they can, you know, if it's going to be 6 months, maybe they can introduce like midway through or something. They can introduce like a new, like kind of like they did here actually, like introduce a new expansion. It's not the word. What are they called? Expedition. Or introduce a new world boss. Or introduce something like a new little, like a new bracket of a thing that already exists, so that people can start farming that as well. And you know, it's not really going to change everyone's life or everyone's like path or build path or whatever it is, but the people that have everything, it's like, oh, a new thing I can do. So that could do that. We don't know. Like I said, they've hinted at a lot of changes they're going to make to the game, to a lot of aspects. So we'll just have to wait and see what actually happens. Now everyone's had their own speculation, and everyone's like talked about what's going to happen and what they think the new content is going to, involve, and what the changes are and all the rest of it. So it will be very interesting to see what actually happens, if anyone was right or not. So yeah, not long now, just over a week. It's not too bad. Is it just over a week? I think it is. Maybe it's not. Let me check. Either way, even if it's not just over a week, it's not far, right? It's not far at all. It'll be here before we know it. It is. Oh no. Okay. It's just slightly over a week. Nearly 2 weeks. But that's alright. Like, that gives, like I said, that gives everybody a chance to, especially with this 100% raid item find thing, which is not helping us at all with the schematic, but it's fine. Give all those people that are, close to finishing or maxing out or something, the chance to do that, and the people that are in lower tiers to, gear up and all that good stuff. So, I don't mind it being delayed by a little bit. It's fine. What will be interesting as well is if the new content, depending on what changes it is, new content generally, it's kind of like World of Warcraft, right? Where if you're a WoW player, or a WoW player or whatever, that they might like quit. They might be like, all right, I'm done. And then a new expansion comes out, and they're like, all right, shit, yeah, I'm back. And then they play, and then they might play for a month or two, and they're like, okay, I'm done. And then they go away, and then the next expansion comes out, and they play through, and they do all the story, and they do all the zones and everything, and they might do like all the dungeons and maybe a raid, or something, and then they go, you know what, I got my fill, that's fine, I'm finished. And then every expansion comes out, they just come and dip their toe back in for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or something. It would be interesting to see if that's the case with this. Over the last 6 months, over this tier particularly, I think a lot of people have quit or left. Whether they quit for good or not, whether they come back, that's kind of what I'm talking about. But a lot of people have left, both just average players, whatever, and some of the big names as well have left. So it'd be interesting to see if this new content switches things up enough and changes the formula enough to make it like fresh and new and exciting and stuff that people come back. So I've got quite a few people from my Discord channel that have left and quit, and they're still there, still hang out and talk and help people and all the rest of it, which is great, and I appreciate that. But we'll see if the new content can kind of coax them back into coming back and making a reappearance, even if it's just for a couple of months, and then they're like, no, you know what, I do quit or something. But we'll see how many people come back because of new content. So hopefully a few, because we want to keep the community strong and all that, right? Either way, that is Item Find Day done. We did, what, 2 trials and 3 or 4 raids? Yeah, these we've gone over this, but these raids take a hell of a lot longer than the raid 1. We can get through 13 raid 1s, and I think we did maybe 3 or 4 of these, and it took the same amount of time. So, no schematic, which is a bit sad, but I'll keep trying. On Sundays, every other day, I'm in Oxlerland trying for him, and he's a son of a bitch. But that's another story. Either way, that is it for this Sunday Undefined video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.